Go live. Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing, YouTube and Facebook? This is your boy Jarvis. You're with me. We have IG in the building over here. We have you on YouTube, and we have Facebook going on, and we have the Wisdom app. So you already know what it is. It's Jarvis TV, and we're about to have an amazing conversation tonight. I am King Adrian over here in the building, holding it down over there on IG, right now in the live stream. I got my girl Promises in the building. I see you, Promises, over here on Facebook. Let's go. I'll tell you what's popping. She said, "What's popping, Coach?" Man, a whole lot is popping. We're gonna talk about being productive and not just busy tonight. And it's a Friday night too. Man, there's a song, Friday night. Just got paid. Hey, some of y'all fall in that book, and if that's you, then so be it. So let's go. Let's get it. So tonight's topic, let's dive right in on it. Are you busy or are you productive? That's the question. Are you busy and are you productive? And I actually got that question. It came to me. I have a lot of these pre-planned out, and I was having a conversation with one of the artists that we're bringing in for the Impact Rally. And you want to make sure that you get your tickets to the Impact Rally, because it's going to be something that is going to be absolutely life-changing, life-altering if you allow it to be. It's going to be something that is, I'm telling y'all, listen, you don't want to miss this. We have some amazing speakers that are coming through. The whole purpose of the Impact Rally is to help you take your setbacks and transition them into impact. And I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna lead you. I'm gonna guide you. Me and my magnificent, dynamic impact team are gonna be a part of that, as well as this group of speakers that we have. They're a powerful group of speakers that we have. Matter of fact, I might as well start calling them a part of the impact team as well, because they're about to make it happen. And for you to go ahead and start getting yourself registered, you want to go ahead and text impact to 386-200-1394. What that does for you is it puts you inside of my Impact Nation community, and you will get perks. You'll get a discount on your Impact Rally ticket. You want to jump in on those VIP tickets, because the VIP tickets are going rather quickly. So you want to jump in there and get them while they are still hot, because once the VIP tickets are gone, then general admission tickets start to go up, and you want to make sure you grab one of those as well. So, man, definitely want to be in the building for that. But that I just kind of derailed myself from what I was talking about, because I was thinking about the who I was speaking with earlier. Yeah, I was speaking with one of the artists that we have coming in. So, and when in our conversation, one of the things that we were talking about is we were talking about just being busy versus being productive. He asked me how my day was going. And I said, man, today, it's been a very productive day. And from that productive day conversation, we started talking, and I started to let him know, like, it's one thing to be busy, but it's another thing to be productive, and in being busy, anybody can be busy. You can get busy and you just got yourself going here, going there, doing everything that you want to do, or what you think needs to be done. Anybody can make themselves busy. As a matter of fact, what I found is that people use being busy as therapy. But just because you're busy, it doesn't mean that you were productive. Just because you're busy, it does not mean that you were productive. Let me say it one more time. Just because you were busy, it does not mean that you were productive. A lot of times people will misconstrue being busy for being productive. And let me help you understand what I mean. So when I was working at Hertz, when I started out with Hertz, of course, you start at the bottom. You start as a management trainee, and me in there as a management trainee, I'm running around, I'm washing cars, I'm I'm picking up customers. I'm doing everything that I can. And you have these reports that show you what your productivity is, and your productivity is based off of how many cars you rent, what happens with those cars that you rent, various things that go along with the process. And this is in any workspace that's a retail type workspace, or something up to that magnitude. I can say, because even when I worked at Finish Line, we had a way to check everyone's productivity, and that productivity was based off of how much they sold, what they sold with their shoes, what they, like, there was no commission, but it was all based off of, did you do this? So there was a productivity report, right? So with that productivity report, just because the productivity report is there, is it really gauging your personal productivity, or is it gauging what's called a metrics, so that they can line you up against your KPIs, your key performance indicators, which that's actually a better way to call it. It shouldn't be a productivity report. It should be a performance indicator report. Now, if you're not in business, I can see how you're listening to me. You're like, well, what does all this have to do with being productive versus being versus being busy? Well, it has a lot to do with productive versus being busy, because even with those people that were on my team that were hitting all of their productivity metrics, they really didn't get anything accomplished that day other than just selling some stuff. They didn't engage with any customers. They didn't make anybody feel like they were absolutely amazing. When I was working at Hertz and I was first starting off, I was just busy. I'm just running around. I couldn't remember anybody's name. I couldn't remember who I helped. I couldn't remember, like, all of these things were running through my mind, and they were running through my mind because I was not really productive. Productivity produces growth. I'll say it again. Productivity produces growth. And what I mean by productivity producing growth is this: when you are productive, right? When you yourself are productive, you're going to know that you're productive because there's going to be things that you know that you didn't know when you started. You're going to know that you're productive because there's going to be a place where you were that you're no longer there. So you know more information now. When you're productive, you're gonna start off and you'll feel like you're at the bottom, but when you finish, you're going to feel accomplished. When you're busy, it's different. Busy produces sleep. That's what it does. Busy produces you feeling lethargic. It produces you being tired. It produces you being drained. Busy produces anxiety. Productivity produces peace. Follow me on this. If you're productive in something, you have peace of mind, because when you accomplish a certain thing, you're done. Productivity equals being accomplished. Busyness equals you're going to continue to be busy. You're basically like a hamster on a wheel running, and it's like spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. And the reason I say that is because when I look back at the people who worked for me when I was at Finish Line, before I got to the place where I wanted them to be productive, where I taught them how to be productive, we were just busy. We were producing numbers, but we weren't really getting the return customers. We weren't producing the way that we needed to. The way that I shifted the mindset when I was at Finish Line into them being productive versus just being busy is, while we were in the location, what I needed is, when you didn't have customers, you were responsible for your section, and I need your section to look immaculate. When people came into your section, the minute you saw them, I don't care if you were helping them or not, we produced a thing called extreme customer service. Hey, how are you doing today? Not the, hey, what can I help you with? It was, hey, how are you doing today? And the reason it was, hey, how are you doing today, is because if you think about it, when you yourself go into a retail establishment and somebody walks up to you, whether they say something to you or not, even if they're like, hello, how are you doing? Your first reaction is, I'm just looking. I'm just looking. Why? Because you have that I'm going to block the salesman mentality, and I just need to be engaged in what it is that I'm doing, right? So I taught my team how to go in and actually just ask somebody how they're doing. Make it about you getting to know them, because once you get to know them, then you'll know their needs, and now you can assist them the way that you need to assist them. I took that same mindset that I built when I was at Finish Line, and now that busy mentality that we thought we had when it came to the holidays and it came to the busy seasons of the year. Yeah, they were busy, but we were so productive. We produced extremely happy customers. We were hitting record highs on donations because we engaged with everybody. So we took that busy and we actually turned it into productivity. There was growth that happened. Everybody on my team experienced either a promotion or they experienced some kind of a leverage or a reward or something that happened because we became productive. Remember what I said, productivity produces growth. And I know that Promises said that over on Facebook, and I left that on the screen for just a good minute because I needed to know, I needed to rub by myself to say that once again. Now if I can go back into my story, which I don't have to ask your permission for me to go back in my story, but I'm gonna go back in and I'm gonna talk about Hertz. So when I was at Hertz, the way that I shifted my mindset when I was at Hertz is I looked at it and I said, you know what? I personally need to grow. Yes, I'm here to get a paycheck, but at the same time, I want to experience this promotion thing that they're talking about. They said that I can be a branch manager. As a matter of fact, when I came in, it's management trainee right at the bottom. And I asked the people who were working there, like, yo, how long do you have to be a management trainee? How long have you been working here? One person had worked there for about 3 years prior to me walking in the door. The other person had worked there for about 2.5 years prior to me walking in the door. So I think it's fair for us to say that they both have been working there about 3 years prior to me walking in the door. I'm thinking to myself, like, yo, these guys must be assistant branch managers. They must be something for 2 years. Woo! They gotta be moving up the chain. And I asked them, what position, so what's your position? And they were management trainees just like me. Now I'm thinking to myself, like, wait a minute. So if you've been here for 2.5, 3 years, why are you still in the same position? I hear somebody out there doing that Coming to America. Aha. I'm going to tell you what it is. You ready? They were just busy. They were just showing up to get a paycheck. A person who is busy is just going to show up and just scramble around like a little ant, just doing stuff until the day is over. And then when the day is over, you're going to go ahead and clock out and you're going to leave. And then you're going to come back the next day and you're going to do the same thing. And then 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years are going to pass by and there's no promotion, there's no recognition, there's no movement in your personal career because you have just been busy. You're wondering why your hair is turning gray. You're wondering why your hair is falling out. You're wondering why your heart rate is high. Your blood pressure is pumping. You're wondering why you can't sleep at night. And it's because you are allowing yourself to be busy and not productive. Remember what I said, productivity produces growth. It produces growth. Let me put it to you like this. Let's say a person goes into the gym and they're just walking around the gym, just walking around the gym. They go in the gym and they just walk around. They touch everything. Matter of fact, you got people that are in there cleaning stuff down, right? So let's say it's the person that's just in there cleaning stuff down, just walking around, touching everything, talking about, I'm going to lose some weight. I'm going to get myself together. Yeah. 1 month goes by, they weigh 5 pounds more. And it's not muscle weight. It's just weight that they're putting on. They're showing up expecting to lose weight without actually being productive. They're not producing anything. See, the root word of productivity is to produce. What does it mean to produce? It means to make something happen. What does busy mean? It just means to be in the action of movement, to be in the action of flutter, come on, man. Like if you take the two definitions and you look at them, what really does it really mean? If you worked this week and you look back over the course of your week and you cannot look at your list of to-dos and say that you accomplished anything, were you really productive? Or were you just being busy? Were you just showing up? Let me go back into this person who's at the gym because I know you're wondering what happened to that person who was at the gym, who was grinding it out, right? So you have this person who's at the gym. And again, they come in every single day. They're spending good money month to month to come in, touch stuff, jog around for a little bit, touch some more stuff. And then the next month you come in and their knees are aching, right? Back a little sore. And they're upset because they stand on the scale and they still putting on weight. Why? Because they have not done anything to be productive. For this person who's been going into the gym for these past 2 months, who's been spending their good, like hard-earned money, because I know it's hard-earned money to get in here and just grind, just walking around touching stuff, not really lifting, not really doing what they have to do. If they don't make up their mind that they want to produce a better them, which means they're going to have to take action, which is going to make something happen, then they're just gonna keep gaining weight, and their body's gonna keep getting, bodies keep getting sore. They're gonna keep feeling the things that they feel. They're gonna start to fall apart eventually. But the minute they make the choice to say, you know what, I'm actually going to lift these weights, and I'm actually going to run on this treadmill, and I'm actually going to use these jump ropes and these machines and these ellipticals. I'm actually going to do these things. The minute they take action and they're starting to be productive, they will produce the body that they want. That same person who just spent 2 months doing nothing, when they come back after the next 2 weeks, oh wow, all of a sudden they've lost 5 pounds. I know, right? Crazy. It was all because they made a decision not to just show up and look busy, but to actually get themselves into a position of being the producer. So to start producing a brand new them. Let's put that into let's put that into their your personal life. I look at myself and I gauge myself every week. What did we accomplish? I gauge myself every day. What got accomplished today? There's a difference in my answer if I feel like I was just being busy. I mentioned earlier that there are people who use busy as therapy. I have to admit, I got to keep it honest, open, and transparent with y'all. That's me keeping it hot, y'all. Honest, open, transparent. I am guilty of that. I have done that plenty of times. There'll be things that are on my mind. There'll be things that I feel like I just don't want to deal with. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, there's more month than money, and I don't even want to think about it. Oh my gosh. Anybody ever been there before? You ever been there before? Or you're thinking to yourself, all these projects got to get done, and I just don't want to think about I'm just going to be busy. And I've made myself busy, meaning that, yes, people really couldn't communicate with me the way that they wanted to. They couldn't contact me. They couldn't spend time with me because I was at this space, and then I was in this space, and then I was in that space, and then I was in another space, and then I was in another space, and then I'm moving around. I'm bouncing around from place to place. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. My hands are touching a lot of things. I'm moving a stack of paper from here to over here, and I'm moving some logs from here to over here, and I'm moving this bag from here to over here. But have I really have I produced anything? I have not produced anything. Nothing at all. I look back and I'm like, okay, what did I bring of value to the world? And then you try to you try to make it seem like you were doing something really good. Well, I was just serving people. That's what I was doing. I was making a positive impact in people's lives by just being there for them. And the reality is, maybe you were, but that's really not a reason. It's an excuse, right? It's not one of those things where you're looking at it and you're like, yo, this is something that's definitely happening. This is where I'm at with it. This is blah, blah. No, it's no, you're giving yourself an excuse. You're almost like Drew Hill. Give me one good reason. Y'all thought I was gonna sing it, huh? Y'all thought I was gonna sing it. And to those of y'all, let me pause right here for a second. To those of you guys who saw my Instagram Tevin Campbell challenge, it's funny because I got people like telling me that I need to actually do a live Tevin Campbell challenge at the Impact rally. So I think that would be fun. That would actually be fun. And I think they were trying to hint to me to be up there singing and all that stuff. But y'all can do that stuff. I'll let y'all do the singing there. But yeah, back to what I was saying. I'm sorry, man. Back to what I was saying. I know I sidetracked myself, but it's all about not just doing things just for the sake of doing things. So let me use another analogy. Let me back off of the fitness piece, because I feel like somebody feel like I'm all up in their kitchen, like I'm all up in their house talking to them right now. Let's say that you had a puzzle and it was a 500-piece puzzle. If you pour the pieces of that puzzle out and every day you come in, you just move puzzle pieces around, you are not putting the puzzle together. But if you pour the puzzle out, you set the box in front of you so you can see on the canvas of your imagination what it's supposed to look like, and then you start taking the pieces and you start matching up the colors and the shapes and what's supposed to go on the what. Eventually, you're going to produce a beautiful picture or a portrait, which is already being shown to you on the cover of the box. That's where your productivity comes in. Busy versus productivity. I've learned this. People who are busy are not necessarily benefiting the world. Think about that. People who are busy are not necessarily benefiting the world. I know you're probably like, well, what you mean people who are busy are not necessarily benefiting the world? I'm telling you what I know. People who are busy are not necessarily benefiting the world. And the reason I say they're not necessarily benefiting the world is because when you're busy, you actually position yourself not to be available. And in positioning yourself not to be available, you're not there to give the answer that somebody needs. You're not there to be the loving, endearing voice that somebody needs to hear. You're not there to be the parent that you need to be to your children because you've made yourself busy. You've made something more important that's just distracting your mind to where you're not actually embracing your children. You put yourself in a place to be busy and not productive, right? You're not doing anything in your relationships. You're absent in your relationships because you put yourself in a position to be busy and not be able to be the answer. And I know that that's something that probably stings a little bit when you think about it, and it's okay that it stings a little bit. You know, I'm just being real with you. I'm keeping it hot with you, right? Honest, open, and transparent. I've been there before where I've actually allowed myself to be busy and not productive, but it's because I'm using busy as not just therapy, but I'm also using it. Here it goes. You ready? You ready? I'm just being honest with you. And if this is you, you're going to say, ouch. I'm using it as a wall. I'm using it as a distraction. I'm using it as a smoke screen. I'm using it as a way to hide from the rest of the world. Listen, you can let yourself get busy if you want to. You can jump in there and get busy all you want and just be busy, 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 busy. But I promise you this, whatever the problem is, whatever the issues are, when you come out of being busy, when busy is over, when busy is done, when there's nothing more that you can do with busy, the problem's still going to be there. So really, what are you doing? Like really, 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 what are you doing? Absolutely nothing. You're distracting yourself for a temporary amount of time. The best way for you to handle problems is for you to walk straight at them. Matter of fact, I challenge you to run at them. Have you ever ran at a dog that's barking? You know how they say barking dogs don't bite. Maybe you've never heard that before, but I'm here to let you know barking dogs don't bite. If you've ever ran at a barking dog, that barking dog will run backwards. Where if you run away from the barking dog, that barking dog is going to chase you and be barking and trying to snip at your feet. You feel what I'm saying? I see my little bro, Ocho, in the building. What's up, Ocho? How you feeling, big dog? Hey, let me bring every. And I think I saw my brother, the teacher himself, Mr. Thomas, Timothy Thomas, out there in the Great Northwest. What's up, bro? I see you too. Sorry to all those that I didn't just jump in and say what's up to, man. We're having a good conversation. Tonight's conversation, let me help you out as I'm looking around at all of these platforms, is are you busy or are you productive? And I want to leave it out there because if you want to have a comment on any of this stuff, and I'm sorry over here on YouTube and Facebook, let me give it to you. If you want to comment, if you want to jump in and join the conversation, this is not just about you just listening to me talk. I'm open to you joining the conversation. If you're on the Wisdom app, just request to come in. I'll bring you in. You'll have 5 minutes to communicate with me. If you're on Instagram over here, then you can go ahead and request to come live with me and we can talk about it. Busy versus being productive. And if you are over here and you're on YouTube and Facebook, then I actually just posted the actual link into the chat for you so that you can go ahead and click that link and you can join in with me and we can have this conversation. But it's I want to help you guys unbusy yourselves so that you can be more productive, because when you're productive, you produce growth. Let me help you. This is going to help a few people out too. There are things that you have been doing in your life, right? And it's something that seems productive. You do it every single day. You're looking for something. You're trying to get somewhere. You're chasing a goal. You're chasing the dream. You're chasing the aspiration. There's something that you're doing and you're just going and going and going and going. And here it is. It's 5 years later and you're in the same place doing the same thing. Are you being productive? And let me say it like this. You're in the same place, doing the same thing, and there are no results. Matter of fact, you're losing money. You're putting money out to be in certain places because you're chasing this thing and it's not coming through for you. You're putting yourself out and you're not working jobs that you should be working. You're not spending time with people that you should be spending time with people. You're not reading the books you should be reading because you're focused on this one thing and it still hasn't happened. But you're doing the same things over and over and over again, thinking that you're being productive. That's not productivity, y'all. That right there is literally the definition of insanity. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. But it's also what I would classify as being a part of the definition of being busy. I see my girl Tasha Renee has jumped in over here on the on Facebook, and she has commented, and she, Tasha, she come with it, man. She talk on Facebook like she's actually in the conversation. So I'm just waiting for the day that she requests to come up and actually have part of the conversation. But she says being busy is like putting a covering on a wound. Remove the bandage and the wound is still there. Take the time to heal the wound, productivity, being productive, and you can avoid the continuous cycle of busy because the need is no longer there. That's, hey, I'm with it. I'm with it. I love that analogy. Could you imagine that? Not taking the time to heal, but just bandaging a wound. Bandaging a wound. Think about the movies that you saw where the hero put a wound, like put something over their wound, and they're still bleeding out and they still die. That's the equivalency to being busy versus being productive. Being busy will lead to an early death. Being productive will build your life. It'll set you up for your future. It'll set your family up for a future. They say that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. Well, the best way to leave an inheritance for your children's children is to be productive. Be productive. Produce some things, right? Oh my gosh. This is good. Think about the people in your life that because you've been so busy, you have not been able to make the impact in their life the way that you should have made the impact in their life. Think about that. The people who are in your life just because you were so busy, you did not have the opportunity to impact their life the way that they needed you to impact their life. That's crazy. I say this all the time, and I'm going to keep saying this. We literally are going to impact 10,000 people in our lifetime without trying. Every single one of us, we're going to impact 10,000 people without trying. There are those of us who are in positions where you're looking at 100 people per day or 200 people per day or 5 people per day. Just because you see the number in front of you, that's not the only group of people that you're going to impact. Without trying, you will impact 10,000 people every single day. I step out intentionally to impact 10,000 people every single day. And let me backtrack. I said without trying, you'll impact 10,000 people every single day. What I meant to say is without trying, you will impact 10,000 people in your lifetime. That's without trying. So being intentional, you set yourself up with a posture to be able to impact people. And I was having a conversation with somebody earlier, and I told them, like, we were talking, and it was like we had only been on the phone for maybe 2 minutes or so. But the 2 minutes that we were on the phone starting off, this person was like, yo, this has been such a great, just in these past 2 minutes, oh my gosh, you've given me so many good nuggets. And I thought about it, and I said to him, I said, you know what? Knowing that I'm going to impact 10,000 people in my lifetime, I wake up daily and I think intentionally to impact 10,000 people today. Why wait? So I put myself in a position, because I'm thinking that way, because I'm trying to be intentional to be productive in my day. And in me being productive in my day, what that does is it allows me in conversations to be productive in conversations. So I can get on the phone with somebody and have a conversation with them. And my goal is when they walk away from me, they are actually not just walking away feeling like they had a great conversation, but walking away feeling like, yo, I've been elevated. I've been lifted. And it's not about motivating people. That's not what it's about. Anybody can motivate people. Anybody can. I'm telling you, there's a kid back in the day, and I say back in the day, but it's a couple years back, a little Jamaican kid, and he used to come on TV or had his little YouTube videos, and he's like, gotta work, gotta be strong out here, be a shark. This little man was only 10, 11 years old, motivating people. Matter of fact, it was so strong that he was on the Ellen DeGeneres show, right? So like I said, anybody can motivate somebody. Anybody can. Anybody can motivate somebody. Lil man had no lived experience. He was just fired up and motivating people. Got to work. Got to do your homework. Got to do. And he's grinding. He's yelling into the screen. And he's doing all this stuff. And he's getting people amped up. He's getting them hyped up, right? He's helping them to know that they got to do this. But when it came down to actually empowering somebody, he did not have the ability to go ahead and unwrap and unpackage what they have, which is their potential. See, the thing with me is I purposely am listed as and labeled as an empowerment specialist, because when I look at you, I'm not looking at you where you're at. I'm looking at you in your destiny. I'm not looking at you in the problems that you have going on. I'm looking at you and the potential that you have and where that potential can take you. So since I'm looking at you in the potential that you have, and I'm looking at you in where your destiny is going to take you, and I'm seeing your future, and I'm seeing the things on you, now I can take those things that you already have, because you know they say all you need is all you have, and that'll take you forward. So I can help you unpackage those things, and then we start to unpackage those things, and I pull that potential out of you. Now you're producing. I'm not giving you fish, I'm teaching you how to fish. There's a difference. Anybody can motivate. You can read a book and hear a smooth, like you can get motivated by a doggone scene in a movie. You don't believe me? Perfect example. The Avengers. The last movie that came out for the Avengers, you had it was Endgame, Infinity War Endgame. There was a scene at the end of the Avengers, and Captain America has been fighting Thanos, and he thinks that everybody's gone, like, because Thanos snapped his finger. It's inevitable, and people just disappear. Poof, they're gone. So Captain America is fighting to save the galaxy, fighting to save the universe, and he thinks that he's all by himself. And we watch this movie, and we watch Captain America. He gets his mask busted, and he's standing there, and he gets beat down, and he stands up really slow, and he staggers to his feet, and he shakes himself a little bit, and as he's standing there, what he ends up doing is he stands there and he shakes himself a little bit, and he's thinking to himself, if this is going to be it, then this is going to be it. And all of a sudden, you start hearing the voice of Falcon in Captain America's ear. Hey, Cap, do you hear me? I'm over your right shoulder. And then you start seeing these little circles open up, right? And all these people start coming through. Black Panther, all these people start coming through the circles, right? And I'm telling you, in the movie theater, everybody starts cheering like, woo! I was one of them. I ain't gonna lie. I was in there like, yeah, let's go. That was me. I don't know what your reaction was, but that was me. But in that moment, I was motivated. I was inspired. I was like, yo, Avengers. Yo, we are crazy when it comes to things that can actually spark motivation on the inside of our hearts, things that can inspire us. But just because they inspire us, just because they motivate us, do they put you in a position to be productive? I'll answer that for you. No, they don't. All they did was they got you fired up for the moment, got you excited in the moment, because when I left from the movie, when I walked out of that movie theater, I just felt good. That's what motivation does. Motivation makes you feel good. Empowerment, it gives you the opportunity to know, like, okay, not only do I have the ability to do this, but I can, whatever I don't know how to do, I can go to Google University and I can figure out how to do it. Or I can go to YouTube University and I can figure out how to do it. Or I can do Drive Time University and listen to a book that'll teach me how to do it. Now I have the knowledge to do it. See, empowerment will make you shift your mindset. Empowerment will put you in a place of like, I'm going to be productive and not just busy. Busy is busy. I'm telling you, busy puts you in a place of being unstable. Busy puts you in a place of being double-minded. And I know that a double-minded man, a double-minded woman is unstable in all of their ways. That means that you don't know whether you coming or you going. That means that at the end of the day, you couldn't make a big decision if your life depended on it. So do you really want to be busy, or do you want to be productive? There are people literally that are out here that are waiting for you to be productive because it's going to change their lives. Your productivity is a lifeline for somebody else. And I'm not talking about productivity as in your productivity reports at work. That's great. I challenge all of you all that are in a corporate space to look at your productivity report and ask yourself, you ain't got to go to your boss, but ask yourself, what really on this report is going to show that I am being productive? You give me KPIs, I can hit those KPIs in my sleep. You give me customer service productivity standards that I have to meet, I'll exceed them just like that. Why? Because I know that I've mastered mastered customer service. That's something that I got that in the bag. So like, is it really Is it really a productivity report, or is it just a key performance indicator indicating that I'm hitting the performance metrics that you need me to hit? So when you yourself go back to your job and you look at these reports, I want you to ask yourself, where in this is it showing me productivity? Whatever position you're in, you can actually take a productivity report and apply what would be productive to you directly to that report. I've done that in every business that I've ever worked for. I've done that at every company, and it's taken my career to new heights and new levels, because now I become the ideal or the prototype of what an employee should be. I'm showing up early. I'm sticking around a little bit. I'm working as if I'm already in my new position. Matter of fact, when you're productive and you're looking for a promotion, you don't wait for the promotion to poke itself around the corner. What you do is you work every single day like you already got that position. Matter of fact, your interview does not start when you sit down in an interview. Your interview, if you're already working for a company, it starts every single day that you walk into the business and you clock yourself in. If you're working from home, your interview is happening every single day that you wake up, you open that computer, that laptop, bip, hit that button, you clock in, and you ready to go. Because your performance is going to create production. If you're productive, you're going to have the productivity that's necessary. That productivity is going to create growth. It's also going to make waves ripple that are going to make people who are above you look at you. Your direct report, like whoever your superior is directly, is now bragging about you to all of their peers. Their peers are now peeking at you. And while they're peeking at you, when you don't even know it and you're grinding and you're putting in that work because you're being productive, when promotions start to show themselves, when these new positions start to come open, guess what? It's already recommended that you have it. I can tell you right now, I've gotten plenty of phone calls when a job was made available when I was working within a company to say, hey, this position is about to come open. You should apply for it. This position is about to open, and I really think that you'd be great for it. This position is about to open. We're not showing it to anybody else. As soon as it opens up, apply for it. We're putting you in that. How many of you guys have experienced that? And if you haven't, are you being busy or are you being productive? Yo, I see. Oh, P. Renee, what's happening with you? P. Renee, the stylist over here on Instagram. She says, when you are productive, you are able to produce, fulfill the promise that you are designed for. That's what I'm talking about. P. Renee, the stylist. That's what I'm talking about. And I'm not even, let me go ahead. Oh, see, look at that. P. Renee, I got you. When you're productive, you'll be able to produce. Okay, I see it on both ends. I see you, promises. Go ahead, girl. Out here giving us that wisdom on both ends, making it happen. Your productivity is so essential to your well-being that I want you to start thinking about your day-to-day transactions, your day-to-day life in a way to where at the end of the day, you're not exhausted just because you were being busy, but you feel fulfilled because you've accomplished something. And now that I've told you this, I got to try to help you. I got to try to help you be intentional now, right? I put all this stuff out here about productivity versus busy, and I got to help you stop being busy and be productive. One of the things that I do on my calendar on my phone is I put in a schedule, and I'm going to show you guys. I put in a schedule on my phone that actually has it has things in there like I'm teaching myself Spanish all over again. So I have a time when I have Spanish. I have times when I'm working on my book. I have a time when I'm reading. I have time I have it on my calendar. And I did that intentionally because I didn't want to just be sitting around doing nothing. If you don't plan your days, you're not going to get anything done. I mean, quite honestly, that's just the way life is. You know, you're if you how's the saying go? He who fails to plan plans to fail. Oh, that's deep. That hit a little different. He who fails to plan plans to fail. My. Who is that for? Who is that person that fails to plan? Who are those people that are watching this that think it's a dumb idea to get up in the morning and actually have some sort of a plan on what your day should look like? So I'm going to show you this over here on Instagram first. So all of those things on my calendar, y'all see it, right? And now let me show you on IG and YouTube. You see those things on my calendar. Now those are not appointments. This particular calendar, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read it to you. The first thing on my calendar is time with God. That's the first thing on my calendar. All right. The next thing on my calendar is listen to the Go Do Something vision. That's the next thing I'm listening to. And I have times in here. All right. Then I have the next thing on my calendar, workout. Yes, I put on my calendar, workout. I need that time set aside for me to work out. Then the next thing I have on my calendar, Spanish. That means that I'm going to sit down and I'm going to study Spanish on a Spanish app for that time frame that's on there. The next thing on my calendar, work on book. So for that time frame, I'm working on my book. The next thing on my calendar, read. The last thing on my calendar, listen to the Go Do Something vision. I have that on there twice because I need that to stick in here. I need that vision to paint itself so clear on the canvas of my imagination that I'm walking in it already. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds like it's probably too much. Man, it don't take all that. It doesn't take all that, really. It doesn't if you don't want to accomplish anything. But if you want to accomplish something, then I dare you to sit down and put stuff on your calendar. I dare you to do that. And the funny thing is, with my calendar, my appointments with my clients are around the things that are on my calendar. The things that are on my calendar, these are things that are going to propel me forward. They're going to take me forward in life. They're things that I need to be diligent with. You notice the first thing on my thing is God first, right? I gotta keep that appointment. That appointment is so important to me. If I don't have that appointment, I can tell. I don't really feel like my day is going too good until I have that meeting. After I have that God first meeting, I'm good. And listen, I don't care what you believe. I don't care where you're at. I don't care who you are. This is not me trying to push any type of propaganda on you. This is me just sharing with you what works and what's worked for me. After that, everything else falls in. Now, there's some of those appointments that I can reschedule. Do I hit every single thing that's on my calendar to do every single day? No, I don't. And I'm just being honest with you. The thing that I do make sure that happens every single day is that time with God. That happens every single day. But as far as the rest of it, there are days when I look at the workout and I'm like, man, I got to skip the workout today. I can reschedule it. It's my calendar. It's my appointment. So what am I saying to you? I'm saying for you to be productive, how about you take some time this weekend and look at what next week looks like and give yourself some goals of what you want to accomplish during the week. What do you want to do on Monday? What do you want to do on Tuesday? What do you want to do on Wednesday? What do you want to do on Thursday? And if that's too tough for you, what do you want to have accomplished by the end of the week? What are the things that you need to have accomplished by the end of the week? If you give yourself a map, a roadmap of what your week should look like, if you give yourself a to-do list, I know it's funny because I don't know where you're watching from. You could be watching, I got friends in Africa, friends in Australia, friends in India, all over the place. So you could be anywhere in the world right now. But I will say this, here in America, we have that spoiled child mentality. And I say we have that spoiled child mentality because we don't like to be told what to do. We don't. We're told that a vaccine will save our lives, and there's a majority of the people that are out here, more than half the people that are out here who are complaining about taking a vaccine, not because they don't believe that the vaccine will save their life, but because they feel like they've been mandated to do so, and you can't tell me what to do, so I'm not doing it. There were people who were protesting wearing masks, talking about I can't breathe. Why? Because they were mandated to wear the mask, but these masks were saving lives, keeping them from catching COVID. But because of that spoiled brat mentality that we have, that entitled mentality that's over here in the United States, people want to complain about that. When we talk about being disciplined, because that's really where I'm going with this, so you can get off of being busy and start being productive. When we talk about being disciplined and keeping your routines, I'll tell you like this, you don't got to be disciplined. I'm serious. You don't have to be disciplined. I know that to somebody like, what do you mean I don't have to be disciplined? You don't have to be disciplined. You ain't got to do nothing. You don't have to do nothing that I'm saying. And I see somebody over here on the wisdom app. So give me just a second. I'm going to bring you in. I'm going to finish this point and I'm going to bring you in. But yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to give yourself a schedule. You don't have to, not play video games all the time. You don't have to work out. You don't have to do any of that stuff. You do not have to be disciplined. But I'll tell you, the result of not being disciplined is you're going to be sitting in the same place that you're sitting in right now, maybe even worse off because you weren't disciplined enough to take your personal life to the next level. You weren't disciplined enough to commit to making a better you. You weren't disciplined enough to go ahead and say, I'm going to give myself a schedule so that I can start getting some things accomplished. The reason why they give you a doctor's appointment is because they want to make sure that you show up at the appointed time. That's for somebody. And if they want to make sure that you show up for an appointed time to check your body, why shouldn't you make sure that you're showing up for an appointed time to walk into your destiny? Every time you give yourself an appointment, every time you log yourself in something on a schedule, every time you give yourself a to-do list, you're literally navigating yourself into your success. Please, somebody catch that. Whenever you give yourself a schedule, whenever you give yourself some sort of a regimen, like this is what I'm going to do, whenever you give yourself a to-do list and you follow your to-do list, your priority list, don't try to manage the time, manage your priorities. But whenever you do that, you literally are giving yourself a navigation into your success. Without those things, you can't have that navigation into your success. So let me pause for a second. Let me go back over here to the Wisdom app and check and see if whoever it was that was waiting is still waiting in there for us. No, they dropped off. I'm sorry. Whoever it is, if you were on there, whatever comment you wanted to make, please feel free to jump in. Man, I don't know about y'all, but this is some good stuff. This is some good stuff. So I want to take a moment really quick, and I want to open it up to those people who are on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Wisdom. If you have any input, I mean, if you have any questions, let's talk about it. You've listened to me. I'm gonna give you a few things, a few to-dos, but then we're gonna move forward from there, and I'm gonna let y'all enjoy the rest of your Friday night. Oh, you're very welcome, Coach P. Over here talking about we eating good. That's right, man. Trust me, I'm feeding myself while I'm feeding y'all. This is good stuff. Listen, this is not. I'm not just coming out and saying things because they sound cool. I didn't sit down and read this on a book. I promise you. Honestly, this is from a conversation. This is me having a conversation. I was like, and I said, man, I need to write this stuff down. Boom, blah, blah, blah. And I started writing this stuff down. How many of you take notes on your conversations? How many of you guys do that? You got to take notes on your conversation. I'm just saying, yo, I got somebody over here on the Wisdom app. Let's bring them up so we can speak. I got Jessica Rowe coming up. There's a countdown that's going to go in. She's going to join in. And I'm looking forward to seeing what Miss Jessica Rowe has to say. So we're going to be welcoming in. Hey, Miss Jessica, how are you doing?
Hey, Jarvis, I am great. And yes, I do take notes.
Okay.
I do that. I've done things where, on your phone, you got the little audio mic thing or whatever.
Yes.
And I record my thoughts.
Oh,
whatever's going on for the day, the week, whatever is bothering me.
Yeah.
And afterwards, maybe a day or two later, I'll sit back and go listen to it. And I'll take notes from it and utilize it as content for social media.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Like I take notes. I have the little app. I have a Samsung, so on my Galaxy, I have a Galaxy Note. So I don't know if you're an iPhone user or an Android user. If you're on the Wisdom app, you're probably an iPhone user, huh?
No, I'm an Android user, but I have an iPad.
Okay, see, you know what? We in the same boat. I knew I liked you. But I literally have notes, and I'm showing everybody now. These are the notes that are in my notepad that I just take in conversations. Some of them have names by them because I was talking to somebody, and as I was talking to them, they said some things, and I was like, man, this is good. And I start writing down the things that they say. I record myself as well. Like my vision, I recorded my vision on my phone so that I could listen to it. And I not only did I record my vision on my phone, I recorded myself speaking affirmations to myself so that I could go back and repeat those affirmations over myself daily. And sometimes they change. Sometimes I add to it. Whatever I add to it, I'll just delete it and make it bigger. It's okay. But I think that is essential. So, man, you tell me, how do you feel about the conversation, busy versus productive?
Oh, wow. I used to be busy, doing this, doing that. And then it's like, I'm not productive. What did I get done?
Right, right.
What happened? So I started, making myself productive. And I used to think that, you just have to do all these things like in one day or 2 days or whatever. Try to bunch so many things together when I'm like, wait a minute. You can spread this out. It doesn't have to be all bunched up in one day. You can spread your goals and things that you need to do. Spread it out. That way you can be more productive. So I'll probably do maybe like a Tuesday and Wednesday, maybe from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Okay.
And be productive during those times, right?
Yeah.
So it gives me time to do, grocery shopping or, go to the doctor's appointment, whatever else that I need. But I try to commit myself on certain days of the week, 2-3 times a week at certain times, and I become productive. I let people know. I give them notice like, hey, don't disturb me, don't bother me unless it's an emergency, because I got to get this research done. I got to send these emails. I got to do this. I got to do that. So that's how I make myself productive, and I teach my clients on how to become productive and do time management.
Okay, I feel you. And you know what? And I know I said this just a moment ago. I tell people all the time, like, this is something that I discuss with my clients, whether it's coaching or corporate. I tell them to stop trying to manage time and manage your priorities. And the reason I say that is because time is fixed. We can't change. Like 12 o'clock is going to come at 12 o'clock every single day, no matter what. It's going to show up. That's why they say that a broken clock is right at least twice a day, because that time will always show up at its given and appointed moment, right? Now, the reason I say manage your priorities and not the time is because we have all of these different things that we have to do. Like you said, grocery shopping and the things that you got to do for your business. So those things can be moved around. Those are things that we actually have control over. Okay, I can put this in this slot, that in that slot, this in this slot. And so when you manage your priorities, you'll find that you have more time than what you thought you had to be able to either be productive, relax, spend time with various ones, loved ones and such. You know what I'm saying? And so, and the only reason I say that is because I love when I hear the time management piece, because I always like to kind of push people to start putting their priorities in order based on the time that's allotted for them.
Okay, I like that. I'm gonna write that down. Hey, I got my notes. Okay,
you can definitely write it down. Man, Jessica, so we're at the 5 minutes. You know, I'm definitely, if you want to come back up, you can come back up, but you got about 30 seconds, man. Tell everybody how they can find you, because I'm sharing the platform.
You can go to my profile and you can find me at Instagram on New Level Mindset with the underscore.
Okay. All right. New Level Mindset with the underscore. Matter of fact, Jessica, what you need to do is I need you to go ahead and check out the Impact Rally. Reach out to me so I can tell you about it. But I feel like it would be something that would be extremely beneficial for you.
Okay. I will do that. Thank you so much for having me come up.
Oh, you're very welcome. Yo, that was Miss Jessica Rowe. You heard what she said and how to contact her. I love the Wisdom app, because the Wisdom app is actually, it's professionals, coaches, mentors, people. It's a space where we can come in and we can collab on things. Jessica, if you're listening, please go ahead and jump in, like the Instagram, follow, subscribe to YouTube. Everybody who's listening, everybody who's tuned in right now, we're talking about, are you busy or are you being productive? And there were some great things, some great nuggets that Jessica dropped in there. What I want you to do is I want you to keep in contact with your boy. I have the Impact Rally that's coming up. These talks that I'm doing are just small snippets of what you're going to get at the Impact Rally. If you're interested in coming to the Impact Rally, it's here in the Atlanta area. At the end of January, it's going to be a Friday night, Saturday event. You want to get your tickets now, but text me at 386-200-1394. And what that's going to do is it's going to put you into my community called Impact Nation. And I have some very special perks and things for people that are part of Impact Nation. And I want to help elevate people, take people to the next level. If you are a speaker and you're interested in coming and speaking for the Impact Rally, contact me, text that number and let me know so that I could get you in there. Because really, seriously, at the end of the day, I have the final say on who's going to be there. But, hey, I'm all about networking. I'm all about building. I'm all about connecting. And I want to see you go to the next level. I want to see you take yourself to that next level. And that's what it's about. The Impact Rally is all about helping you take your setbacks and turn them into impact. And you want to turn them into impact in your professional life, in your business, in your social life, in your spiritual life. You're going to hit all aspects, your physical life. We're going to take you to that next level. And while I'm talking about it, I'm going to go ahead and there's a commercial that's going to run over on the over on Facebook and YouTube. So while that commercial is running, I'm going to keep talking with you guys over here on Instagram and in the Wisdom app. But that commercial is actually going to show them, it's going to give them some information about how to register. So sit back, relax over there on YouTube and Instagram and enjoy the commercial.
Hey, what are you waiting for? Go register for the Impact Rally now.
Yo, welcome back, YouTube and Facebook. Hey, this is your boy Jarvis. You are back with me, and tonight's conversation has been: Are you busy or are you productive? I just had a great conversation with those that are over on Wisdom and on Instagram, and I actually have somebody who is waiting in the waiting room on Wisdom, so we're gonna bring them in because I want to hear what they got to say. And we are bringing in none other than Miss Natasha Knox. I should have saw this one coming. Let's talk with Natasha. I feel like she got some great stuff to bring to the table. Let's chop it up. She coming in? Good. Miss Tasha, what's up?
Hi, Jarvis. How are you this afternoon?
I'm wonderful. Hey, it's all right. It's afternoon somewhere.
Well, good. So, of course, I'm always on your Facebook Live. And I wanted to hop on because I really wanted to chime in on this particular discussion.
Yeah.
Just because I wanted to give a real life example, just personally, going from busy to being productive. Prior to the pandemic, I literally was birthing a book since 2010.
Okay.
2010, yeah, a long time ago, some years. And I never prioritized the things that I needed to do to get my book to the next level, from whether it was going from chapter to chapter or deciding how I was going to outline the different chapters or name the different chapters, or
right.
even as far as naming the book itself.
Okay.
When the pandemic happened, my perspective shifted. Everything just kind of shut down, so it really just kind of, it caught us all by surprise.
Yeah.
So I took the opportunity to start prioritizing things, setting deadlines, setting goals. Some of those goals I didn't meet, some of those deadlines I didn't meet, but we have the right of way, right, to change those things and realign,
right,
and just not stop. And literally, from a book that, from 2010, during the pandemic, it took me 4 months solid to complete my book, and it has been published since last year. And so I just wanted to kind of chime in to encourage you all that he is really like dropping some knowledge on productivity versus being busy, because we can be busy all we want to, but if you look back and there is no result from the busyness, you've not been productive.
Come on, girl. That's me applauding you. That's, hey, you just dropped a nugget and a half.
Thank you.
So listen. So what's the?
Oh,
definitely. So I'm interested in this book. So what's the name of your book?
Okay, the name of the book is Severe Weather Ahead. It is my guide to overcoming grief.
Okay.
On my journey of faith.
Okay.
The book can be found actually on Amazon, and there's another platform also, but I'll drop it down in the Facebook for people that are on Facebook. I'll drop it down in there, but very good read, very easy read. A lot of people have lost family members during the pandemic, so a lot of people have really found the book to be really helpful. For me, it was therapy.
Yeah.
But in my therapy, it has also been a service to other people.
That's great.
It has been amazing.
That is absolutely great. Matter of fact, go ahead and DM me that. Actually, you're a part of Impact Nation. Text that to the Impact Nation number so that I can have that, and I'll also keep that in. I'll keep that in my my stuff, and I'll share that with people because I want to support. I want to support what you got going on.
Absolutely, thank you. I really, really do appreciate it.
Oh, definitely.
Y'all, if y'all are on here listening, don't be selfish. Start sharing Jarvis's stuff with your friends and your family. People need to hear this. Our social circles sometimes just do not offer us the opportunity or afford us the opportunity to get a hold of these kind of gems. So share this stuff. Share Jarvis's information.
Oh, definitely. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And tell everybody how they can find you.
Okay, you can find me on Instagram. If you guys are not on the Wisdom app, it's an awesome app. Go ahead and join the Wisdom app. I am on there. I do have my Instagram linked to that. It is I am Tasha Renee. You can find me on Instagram or on Facebook. I'll drop that under the Facebook link as well. But I look forward to connecting with a lot of you guys. This has been an awesome opportunity, just being able to sit and speak with people of like mind, like faith, and pushing me to my greatest potential. So I'm excited.
Hey, listen, I'm excited, and we have to definitely connect. I know that we kind of been reaching back and forth, but let's make sure that we connect. We got to get you to the Impact Rally. We gotta listen. There's so many things I could just go and go and go. But I really appreciate you jumping on, Natasha.
Oh, you're very welcome. I'm gonna hop off now and get back on Facebook because I do not want to miss the outro.
Okay. Yeah, you might want to put your song request in now. All right. I'll see you. I'll talk to you later. Hey, yo, listen, everybody. That was Miss Natasha Knox. Hey, I love it. I love it. I told you I'm all about sharing the platform. There's nothing about me that's selfish. There's nothing about me that is I'm not in this for me. You know, and we will let what she had to say be the end of that conversation, because she said some great things. And I will give you just a few things that I would recommend that you do to get yourself from being busy to being productive. The thing that I love is I love sharing my platform. One thing that I found about myself, and I tell people all the time, that I am an undercover introvert. You would think that I'm extremely extroverted, but the reality is when the attention is turned to me, I have a tendency, unless I'm on a platform and I have to be out there, I have a tendency to kind of like cover myself and kind of cave in. Not because there's anything wrong with me, but because what I do, I don't do it for the praise and the glory, the pats on the back. I do it because in my heart, I believe that I'm here to help impact your life and elevate you and take each and every one of you to the next level. And that's why I'm here. So please, like she said, share the information. You know, make sure you get registered for the Impact Rally. We are setting up the virtual platform so that those people who can't come and be with us in person, you'll be able to purchase your virtual tickets. And all of that is going to be, the virtual tickets will be available on Monday. Just so you know, there is going to be there's definitely going to be a early bird special on the virtual tickets. So you might want to take advantage of that. But you want to take advantage of the early bird special that's up right now with the VIPs and the general admission as well. So man, there's some great nuggets that have been dropped tonight. I really hope that you've taken that. One last thought that I'll leave you with is this before I give you the how to not be busy and be productive. The last thought that I have is this. When they call somebody a busybody, is that a compliment? Or is it one of those things where you identify something is wrong that they need to correct? Think about that. When you call somebody a busybody, oh, they're just a busybody. Is that a compliment, or are you identifying something that's wrong that needs to be corrected? Based on your answer to that question right there, it should let you know that it's not good to just be busy. It's time for you to start being productive. And these are some things that I would recommend that you do in order to be productive. First thing that I recommend that you do is you sit down and give yourself a schedule. Write down the things that you need to do. Don't try to manage the time. Manage the priorities within the time that you have allotted. You heard what Jennifer said. Jennifer said that Jessica, you heard what Jessica said. Jessica said that she actually has productivity time, but she uses that time to be productive on what she needs to do. That is absolutely something that I recommend. You take those things and you put them in the right spaces, because when you put them in the right spaces, you can actually manage the priorities and the time that's given. So give yourself a schedule. Second thing that I would recommend, and these are just recommendations, okay? I want you to celebrate every time you accomplish something. And you can celebrate by getting up and patting yourself on the back. You can celebrate by getting up and stretching. For me, my celebration when I accomplish something that's on my list, and this is a to-do list. So give yourself a schedule, and then you have your to-do list. So let me make that number 2. I'm sorry. Give yourself a schedule, number 1. Give yourself a to-do list, number 2. That way you can start managing those priorities within the time that's allotted. Managing the priorities within the time that's allotted, right? All right. Then the third thing is celebrate every time that you accomplish your goal. So I don't know, like for me, I love gummy bears. So, I give me some of those Black Forest gummy bears or those Black Forest fruit snacks with the little juice in the middle. Man, I have them bad boys sitting in the cabinet, and I'll finish something like, yes, going to get a goodie. And I'll run and go get it. However you celebrate, it's okay. Your celebrate, like I said, it could be just stretching, just I'm good to go. Woo! It can be getting up, walking around the house. It can be going to get a cup. I don't know what it is, but celebrate. And the reason I say celebrate is because what that does is it causes the endorphins in your mind to fire off, and you start to feel more and more accomplished. Once you go through and you get to the end of the day, whatever you don't get done on the day that you're in, you just move that to the next day. So that's something that's going to help you. When you do your to-do list, you put them in priority order. That's why I say manage your priorities. After you put them in priority order and you accomplish whatever you don't finish on a given day, move it to the next day. At the end of the week, and this is the last thing that I want you to do, I want you to take the time to sit, relax, and sit in peace because you are accomplished and have been productive. That's it. That's it. You're accomplished and have been productive. You sit back. You basically got to do like Jesus or like God did when he created the world. He stopped, looked at everything that he created, the productivity that he had, and said, yes, it is finished and I'm about to relax. So thank you so much, Miss Promises over here. Promises, Coach P over here. She giving everybody, she putting the points in. Number 1, give yourself a schedule. Number 2, give yourself a to-do list. Number 3, celebrate every time you accomplish a goal. And then she put this in. You can make a to-do list and a right now list as well. And that's something to take home with you. You can make a to-do list and a right now list as well. So let's get this music popping because you know how we do it when we take it out. What do y'all want the outro music to be today? I know I have an idea of what I was going to play, but I'm just curious. You can give me some music that we're going to do. I've been living in the 90s lately, y'all. So y'all tell me. I'm telling you, I have a song in mind. I have a song in mind. So if you don't give me a song, then we gonna play my song. And I'm only giving you about 5 more seconds before I play my song, because we about to vibe out on the way out in this piece. Oh, so she said surprises. All right, here we go. Here's my song. I hope you got your roller skates. We taking it back. Hey, this is when you like, if you really knew how to roller skate, you was like going backwards. Get it. Man, they talking trash over there on Facebook. Hey, this is your boy Jarvis. We have had a great conversation tonight over here, having a conversation talking about, are you busy or are you productive? Thank you so much, Tasha, for coming in on the conversation. Thank you so much, Jessica, for coming in on the conversation. Yo, gotta say deuces out to YouTube and Facebook first. Love y'all. Have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow night. Next up, we gotta say peace out to our wonderful family over here on Instagram.